Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. We're across the pond in England this week, and two teams are hoping to show off for an international audience. It's the 49ers going up against the Black Knights.
All right, Larry, thank you very much. It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the San Francisco 49ers and the London Black Knights. They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And they're able to get this one across the 35. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot.
And right away, he lost the football. And this is going to be 49er football. So a first quarter fumble in the rain, and this isn't supposed to let up. They've had flash flood warnings just west of here, so they better get used to this.
And it's hard to do real early in the game because you're so amped up and you're trying to do so much. You've got to get used to it, though. You've got to focus in on the ball, make sure you're taking care of it. That one cost him.
Following the fumble recovery, McCarthy, his throw incomplete. John Ross, the one he was looking for. And now it's second down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9. They send Stills in motion. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Operating from the gun, McCarthy. Open man is Westbrook, complete. Touchdown, 49ers. A big play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Niners have taken the early lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Here's Prater now set to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. second down following the incompletion.
Here we go.
They'll look to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's third down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Back to throw. Wide open receiver complete. 20. 10. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A big play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And we'll see if this rain affects the team's decisions going forward, but they kick it here, and it's good. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Jakeem Grant now to return. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them.
And he'll be grabbed from behind and slung down like a rag doll. Chandler Jones coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Only 3 yards on the pickup. They'll be left staring at a 3rd and 14.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Throwing on 3rd and long. McCarthy. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. So possession 1 ended in 6. Possession 2 likely going to end in a punt.
And that's okay. They just got to get back to what they worked on in the opening drive and continue to make a few adjustments along the way. It won't be exact because the defense will make a few adjustments themselves. Just get back to your game plan.
This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown. Now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. All right, here we go.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage. Yeah, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They'll try and throw for it here. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Give him 18 yards on that one. And on fourth down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10.
Let's go! 3-19! 3-19!
The play clock's running down. On the carry, it's Logan. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's really simple to say that they know their identity, that they are a passing team. But one of the reasons that they're so successful, they know how to mix in the run and make sure that they keep the defense off balance and not able to just simply say, let's go get the quarterback and disrupt things.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. They'll get a couple yards on that one, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. On first down, he'll drop to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
Here we go now. No, check. Patriot. Gun.
On first down, McCarthy hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney. Let's go. Gun. Back to Philly. Here we go. Back to Philly. Here we go.
Looking to throw. McCarthy. That's complete to John Ross. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, 49ers. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And here now the offense heading back out there. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin as it's London football to begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Back to throw now on first down. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. They run again with Logan. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
He'll look to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. He'll drop to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And this will be a long field goal if the skies were clear. But here in the rain and the elements, they'll go for it on 4th. They're going to look to throw. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. Give him 14 on the play. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down. They run with Logan. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. He's fumbled already once, Charles. I'm not going to say that that was in his mind there, but I'm sure that during some of these plays he is mindful of it.
And once you fumble the ball, you know what your team tells you and your coaching staff? Take care of it. Rest of the game. And that does get in your mind a little bit, and sometimes that slows down your effort in trying to get free from tacklers.
And the defenders know it, too. And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. Now, he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense getting the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
On 1st and 10, McCarthy. And that's going to be incomplete. Kyle Juszczyk, the fullback, the intended target. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete. Slot
man moves right. toss play to McKinnon. He finds an opening past the 40. A big play there for the Niners. 66 yards on the ground. Yardage-wise, he's in the top handful of backs in the league so far this season. A great run there.
He's going to love that standing when it comes to contract time. But even more so, his team loves it because he gives them an identity and sets a tone.
They run once more with McKinnon. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
I know he might be a little winded after that previous long run, but now you're in goal-to-goal situation. That changes what you do defensively, and it worked for them on that play.
Maybe trying to reward him after that long run. We'll see if they go back to him again on the ground. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the 49ers have moved out in front. Prater on to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This will be taken about the 12. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And now back out comes the offense. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match than a football game. Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Here we go.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Throw left side, taken in by Galladay. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pickup there of 20 yards. They'll run it here with Logan. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. And they still need 8 yards for the first here on 2nd down. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. Back to the booth right after this. Back to throw here. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw, and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
The drive starts with a handoff to McKinnon. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. The slot man in motion right. Looking to throw on second down. McCarthy. He's got his man on the crossing route. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard. Fresh set of downs here.
Here we go now.
From the gun, McCarthy. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. McCarthy. It's caught. Stills right side. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target.
Now let's go. Green. No. Check. Over. Now let's go. Green.
Throwing on first down. McCarthy. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
Here we go now.
Back to the air on second down. McCarthy. A dump down to McKinnon. And he's brought down. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. So the offense lining up 1st and 10.
Here we go. 3-19. Hot. Leopard.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Buda Baker with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week. 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on second change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Now let's go. 3-19.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. So we have reached halftime here with the visiting 49ers on top. As we will send you back stateside to Orlando and say hello to Larry Ridley. He's got our EA Sports halftime report. Larry? And getting our first update now from Nashville. And it's the Panthers there out to the early advantage. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he's taken down deep in their territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 47 yards in the red zone this time. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
To throw on second down. McCarthy. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Kenny Stills, his second touchdown on the season. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead. And he puts it through. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of this half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
This is Logan. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Second and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back.
And he loses the football a second time. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. The 20, 10, and across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here.
Here we go now.
They'll look to throw here. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Second down here after the incomplete pass. They'll set up to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's third down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
Now back to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a fourth down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth.
Here we go now.
They'll drop to throw. And that is going to be incomplete. Bruce Arians takes a shot there, but his guys come up empty. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And the first play of the drive goes to McKinnon. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's second down. Back to throw. McCarthy. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. On the toss, it's McKinnon. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
So the offense readies for a 2nd and 4.
Here we go now. Green, 39. Watch it now, Barney. Leopard. All right, here we go.
Operating from the gun. McCarthy on the left side. This is Stills. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, it looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is third down.
Watch it now, Barney.
From the gun, McCarthy. A dump down to McKinnon. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. On first down, McCarthy going deep downfield for Ross. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground. And now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive.
All right, here we go. To try now, like a 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain down to about the 33. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll bring up a third down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. The Niners on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Here we go now.
Operating from the gun, McCarthy. It's complete to Grant. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. On 1st and 10, McCarthy throwing the out route incomplete. That's Grant. Welcome back now here in London. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. So they're operating in the red zone. Slot man moves right. They run it with McKinnon. He fights forward for a couple with a penalty flag down. And the linemen, they're already walking back. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Now this will be the 9th play on this drive. Looking to throw. McCarthy. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. 2nd and goal. Defense digging in again here. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Jerick McKinnon with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And on to their lead. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. This will be taken about the 12. And a nifty return there as he's all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he rifles one incomplete. And on 2nd and 10 now. Looking to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they march off another 15 against your squad.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10.
Here we go now.
They'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And to the 12, that's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. So incomplete on 1st. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll go down after losing yardage at the 10. The Niners on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
Leopard. Hot. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Off the play fake. McCarthy. And the most curious way there to burn some clock. That was wild. And at the end of all that, it winds up a safety. All right, Charles, help me out here. 4th quarter, you've got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, you know, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction. And that's going to cost his team.
Yeah, it cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. All right, here we go.
Back to throw. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Solomon Thomas in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10.
Here we go.
They'll set up a throw. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And into end zone. A pick six for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick six makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. Might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Now this offense about ready to take over again. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
And now here is another interception. Reuben Foster picks it, and they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a solid run down inside the 30. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
Fourth quarter with the lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule is trying to get 4 downs on first down. They did that, plus 3.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. It's almost a tendency breaker.
Throwing on first down. McCarthy breaks a tackle. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Shift together here from the D-line. To throw again. McCarthy. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. I mean, he's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone. This guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes. Carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. It's a very short kick taken by an up man. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. He'll look to throw. A man over the middle, and it's complete. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Over the middle here to Brown. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Now they try the right side here. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Reuben Foster picks it, and they'll have the football, but deep in their own territory as he's brought down at the 5. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. Second down, 9 yards to go.
Double tight, guys, double tight.
Now a handoff looking right. And can you believe it? It's a second safety in this ball game. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. Ooh. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Solomon Thomas in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They give him 12 yards and a first down.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
Here we go now.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10 to the 7. A gain of 32 that time.
The best passing attacks in the NFL often incorporate the guys out of the backfield catching the football. And that's what we just got on that play. As a primary receiver, not always just a check down, not always a safety valve. Sometimes they just get it to him right away because they have the matchup advantage.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Meanwhile, in Nashville, they're on to the 4th quarter now. And the Panthers looking pretty good. Their lead growing even further. If they can hold on to that lead to the end, it would up their win total to 7. Now McManus on to kick this one off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. the practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. And they're 6 yards away from picking up the first here on second down. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Are you one of those guys
I'm a little
skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open-air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for the Niners, the win means they'll finish the first half at a respectable 5-3 record. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for the home team here, the perfect season was apparently not meant to be as they drop to 7-1. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say cheerio from London.